Have you ever heard mindset or self-improvement gurus talk about the concept of the secret, this notion that you can just think things into existence? If I just think about a Ferrari or a new house or meeting a significant other or having a pet lion, if that's what you're into, that these things will just come my way? Well, that's actually a really hypey and gimmicky version of what is a real psychological phenomenon called synchronicity. And this principle of synchronicity is how I grew my first digital marketing business from $0 to $50,000 per month, how I grew another digital marketing business from $0 to $70,000 per month, and how I grew an online consultancy from $0 to 6 figures per month. Again, some call it the secret, others call it the law of attraction, but this is an actual scientifically documented phenomenon called synchronicity. So let's break down how synchronicity works really quick. Synchronicity occurs when your conscious mind makes your subconscious mind aware of what your goals are, what your desires are, etc., right? So if I write down my goals, whether that's something as simple as something I want to get done today, or a big 1 to 5 year goal that has to do with my career or my family or fitness or whatever, my conscious mind is now making my subconscious mind aware of that goal. And now as I go about my day-to-day life, as I go about my career or whatever, my subconscious mind will be constantly scanning the horizon, looking for opportunities to achieve that goal. Now, there's many examples of this occurring in everyday life. Maybe in the past, you've been on the lookout for a new car that you wanted. You've identified a certain make and model of a car that you're looking into purchasing, and then it seems like all of a sudden you start seeing that car everywhere. Or you get it in your mind that you want to buy a specific type of shoes, and then you start seeing those shoes everywhere. This is synchronicity coming into play. You see, whenever you tell your subconscious mind or write down a goal or make your subconscious mind aware that you're trying to achieve something or attain something, it starts looking out for it all the time, all day, every day, 24/7. So even though your conscious mind is not actively scanning the horizon looking for that new car or that pair of shoes that you really, really like, your subconscious mind is. And so it makes it much more likely that you're going to see the opportunities to attain that thing more and more. You're going to start seeing that thing more and more. So you might be wondering, how does this apply to business? How does this apply to growing a digital marketing agency if you're in my space or any other type of business? Well, if we can harness the power of synchronicity and make sure that our conscious mind lets our subconscious mind in on what our goals and aspirations are, we can start to make sure that the wheel of synchronicity is turning, and we can start to, at a subconscious level, realize opportunities for growth at every minute of every day. So a few ways to implement this, a few ways of making your conscious mind tell your subconscious mind what your goals are and what you're trying to achieve and attain are things like writing down your goals. Very, very specific goals of where you want to be in X amount of time from now, what you want to achieve, what you want to have, what your relationships look like, what your day-to-day plan looks like, your day-to-day schedule, your life, etc. Write down exactly where you want to be in, let's say, a year from now. Another thing to do is what we call theater of mind. So this is maybe taking some time to get away from everyone, sit down, maybe meditate for a moment, quiet your mind, and then actually visualize in your mind what it's going to look like to have accomplished those goals. Imagine that you wake up in the house that you've always wanted, and your daily schedule is how you want it to be. You're doing what you love for a living. Just like really imagine what it's going to be like to have attained those goals, okay? And make sure you think about things like sights that you would see, maybe smells that you would smell. You wake up in the house that you want and you smell the aroma of coffee. Just make it as realistic as possible as you are doing this theater of mind concept. You really want to make your subconscious mind get in tune with exactly what you're trying to accomplish in, let's say, 1 or 2 years from now. And then as a last measure, you can also begin to reverse engineer the path to XYZ level of success that you want. So let's say that you do want to end up in a certain house, driving a certain car, with a certain person, the whole 9 yards, right? Well, what you can do is start to reverse engineer the path to getting there. Let's say I want my income, and this really, really pertains to people who are trying to grow a business to a certain level. Let's say you want to be making $20,000 per month, as an example. What you would want to do is reverse engineer the path to reaching that revenue level. So let's say you need 10 clients paying you $2,000 per month to reach the revenue level of $20,000 per month. Well, let's reverse engineer that. 10 clients equals $20,000. What do I have to do to get one client? Maybe I need to take 5 sales calls to get one client. And maybe to get those initial sales calls, I have to do 20 organic outbound outreaches, right? So now I can do the math on how many organic outbound outreaches I have to do to generate the amount of sales calls I need, to generate the amount of closed deals I need, to generate the amount of revenue I'm trying to accomplish. So in between these 3 things of writing down your goals, engaging in theater of mind, and really reverse engineering at a granular level how to accomplish your goals, we are making our subconscious mind extremely aware of what we're trying to accomplish and some of our plans for attaining those things. Now, moving slightly away from the topic of synchronicity and going more towards the topic of what you can do on a day-to-day basis to achieve your goals faster, especially in business, I want to talk about the topic of timeline compression. This is a concept that a mentor taught me many, many years ago, and I think it's a great exercise to do if you are trying to really ramp up your efforts and achieve goals quicker than what you had initially planned. So step number 1 is getting out a sheet of paper and writing down what your goals are. You also need to write down how long it's going to take to complete those goals. Now let's say you've written down the goals and you want to give it a timeline of 1 year, okay? You've just written down your 12-month goal. Now step number 2 is drawing a line, and then under that line, start to brainstorm ideas of how to accomplish that 12-month goal in 30 days. And this is kind of a crazy exercise because what we're doing is we're stretching our brain a little bit. We're forcing ourselves to come up with solutions, trying to figure out, okay, how in the world would I ever accomplish my 12-month goal in 30 days? But this forces us to think creatively. It forces us to think about, okay, which things am I doing in my day-to-day work life that are not absolutely necessary? It really forces us to separate the wheat from the chaff, to separate the productive activities from the unproductive activities, and just think about, okay, if I really wanted to accomplish this 12-month goal in 30 days, what would I need to be laser focused on to get it done? I had originally intended I may need to hire an assistant or hire someone else for this role. I may need to go from manually prospecting from new clients to using paid advertising so I can promote to the masses all at once. It's going to force you to think about ways to complete your goal in a much shorter time period. So that's it for today, guys. Really short video. Synchronicity, other people call it the secret, the law of attraction. It's really all about making sure that you, your conscious mind, tells your subconscious mind what you are trying to accomplish. So that way, all day, every day, your subconscious is like scanning the horizon, looking for more opportunities to obtain that goal. And also, if you can look at your 12-month goal and figure out what it would even look like to compress it down into a 30-day goal, that's going to give you some really creative ideas for maximizing productivity. If this video helped you out at all, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. Also in the comments, let me know what other topics you would like to hear about. If you would consider subscribing, that would help me out a ton. Appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video.